Hey, hey, Dominic, how you doing? All right, I'm gonna bring you on in 2 seconds. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Hello, hello, hello. Excited you guys are on tonight. We're gonna have a really, really great live tonight. So go ahead and do me a favor and text somebody, share this feed, let them know that I'm live and get ready to get into the money. Right? Y'all know I like to get to the money. All right. I don't play about God. I don't play about my family, and I don't play about my bag. Right. And I know some of you all feel the exact same way. So I'm really excited you guys are on here. It's going to be a really, really great live tonight. We're going to get into it. So again, we have time. You have time. Hey, Donna, what's up? Toya, hi. How are you guys doing? I had a really great day today. It was busy, but it was good. Had good family time and good business time. It was just a good day. So I'm excited. So my name is Jewel Tankard. Obviously, a lot of you are on my Facebook page right now, or you might be watching from another Facebook page or YouTube even. And yeah, I know, right? The family's downstairs. L'Oreal's like, you back to the boss chair. Yeah, the family kicked me out. Downstairs is where I usually do my lives, but too many of those cuties down there. So I'm upstairs so I can have some quiet while I do this. Otherwise, I'll be like, you guys. So it's like it's just easier to go to a different part of the house. But yeah, I'm excited about the information that we're going to get into tonight. It's definitely game changing. I've been heavily involved in cryptocurrency for the last 7 years, and I've been blessed to make multiple millions in that space. And I took a lot of my profit from crypto in 2016 and then moved it over to real estate, single family homes, mostly a couple duplexes in the city of Detroit. So for a season, because I had the right mentorship, every single week, my wealth mentor at the time was calling saying, hey, this is another good deal. This is another good deal. And I was just wiring it over and it was great. And I learned a lot and I learned kind of what to do, what not to do. And I wasn't using an official property management company at the time, and so I was using Brother Orange from around the way, and he was pulling up on Keisha like, Keisha. And so Keisha comes to the door with the baby on her hip. I don't have all her money, but I'm gonna give you 400. I still owe her. We were doing all of that kind of stuff, and I was still profitable, but obviously it ended up being more of a headache. And so I ended up shifting, going over to a real property management company, and the deals got sweeter, and I learned what to do, what not to do, and so I had determined last year that I wanted to go. This year, I was going to spend a lot of time investing back in hard assets, but I really wanted to spend a lot of time in the area of multifamilies in particularly. And so a good friend of mine called me, Kenny Lloyd. Kenny and I made a million together in the garment industry, 2007, 2008, 2009. Kenny went on to do some pretty amazing things in the nutritional platform, where he started a company called Tava. And Tava basically has 6 nutritional products. It has a multivitamin, a collagen, a detox tea, a CBD organic coffee, a mood enhancer, and a vitamin B, which is called Flare, which is really great for energy. And so he did really well with that. Then I went on into other hard assets like gold and silver and oil. And so I actually learned how to invest in oil from my husband's cousin, actually owned, or not owned, but invested in several oil wells. And so it really intrigued me, from watching all the, like, what they call it, Dallas, and was another big company show, Fort something. Anyway, they were a long time ago, and they were big oil tycoons and investors. And I was like, I want to do that. And so anyway, through that, I was able to get hooked up with an oil company out of Texas and Oklahoma, and was able to invest in a percentage of a couple wells. And so anyway, has kind of been my thing. And then again, I said I wanted to go back into hard assets this year, and particularly into multifamilies. And so that's what I'm doing. And in this community, what we did with Tavaverse is we created a community that allows the average everyday person to come in and really know nothing and make a decision that they want to learn. If they want to go, hi, baby. Hi, how are you cuties doing? You want to come give me a hug? Um, they yeah, so they can say hello.
Hi.
Did you guys have a good day?
Yes.
You did?
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Daddy was supposed to pay us, but he didn't pay us for helping wash the
He was
car.
supposed to pay you, help him. I know that's right, girl. Close the door back, okay? You guys keep your voices down, okay? And so anyway, so yeah, so he said, "Hey, why don't we partner together?" And so I started Tavaverse, the visionary behind it. And what I did is I pulled together some really, really amazing people that are brilliant. What I love about them, they're brilliant, they're successful, and they're humble, which I think is just the perfect antidote for success. There's nothing like somebody highly successful and just like me. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. So much better to be a kind person, right? And so we pulled together this really amazing community that helps you with getting your credit together, credit specialists, mortgages together. We have relationships with banks that will give you the approval. So once we actually send you to the bank, we know without a shadow of a doubt that you're already going to get the approval. So that is huge, because what stops a lot of people from being able to invest or scale their investments is they just don't have the relationships with the banks. Let me tell you something, banks want to give you the money. They want to give you the money. And once they know that they can trust you, you can continue to go back and reapply and continue to go from one door to five doors to 10 doors to 15 doors to 20 doors and so on and so forth, right? So the goal here is not to just help you get one door. The goal is to help you keep scaling, right? And scale and get more and more doors, so that way your ROI is really strong and in place. We have systems analysis that will help you really set up your systems, because we don't want it to be a headache. You don't need another job, Lady Bolton. You know what I'm saying? You don't you don't need another job. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that your stuff is turnkey, right, Donna? And then we help you with marketing, because those things are important. You want to make sure that you keep your properties marketed so that they're always full, right? And so that's what we have. And so tonight I have asked somebody by the name of Dominique to come on here. Wadsworth, he actually is out of Flint, Michigan, lives in DC. And I love what he's doing in business. It's turnkey. And if you join the Towerverse community, this is one of the partners that you'll have access to. And that's what I love. We've been able to bring together, we have podiatrists here for the feet. Okay. We have dentists, we have cardiovascular, we have attorneys, we have franchise owners. One of our franchise owner, restaurant franchise owners, is on tonight, L'Oreal. So we have cleaners, dry cleaners. So we have really an amazing community of people that can really, really support you. And I can tell you, community is everything when you start talking about expansion. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how much money you have. You are going to need a community of people. So anyway, ask Dominique to come on here. So, hey, how you doing?
Good, Jewel. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited to have you on tonight.
Yes, extremely excited.
So yeah, I love that you're decided to partner with us here in the Tavaverse community. Tell me a little bit about your journey. When did you start in real estate, and what kind of led you there?
Yeah, so when I think of what led me to real estate, is really my mom. So my mom is also a real estate investor. So I really grew up learning about real estate, being in the trenches, watching my parents go through and do renovation projects. And I said, you know what? I don't want to have anything to do with this when I get older. I am going to go far away from real estate, because that's what I saw growing up. But it's so crazy, because being from Flint, Michigan, and seeing so many things that have happened in Flint, Michigan, I've had so much at my fingertips, right? And it has been life-changing for me, because I've had the opportunity to eventually tap into real estate, really take the mistakes that my parents made, learn more from it, and really tap into something that has been life-changing for me. So I started my real estate journey around 3 years ago. And I started as a very passive investor. It's like, all right, I'm working, a job, I'm saving some money. I'm just going to buy my first rental property, right? So I bought my first rental property. It's like, all right, this cash flow seems decent, right? I think I can do more of this. Then I, bought another property. And then it was in that moment where I realized that there was so much at my fingertips, and I could really scale this out to something that is extremely life-changing for me. And that's when I decided to go in full force and buy more properties, right? So then I went through the phase of scaling. I was really able to figure out ways to finance the deals. I was saving, I was networking with others. And here I am a few years later. I have 30 rental properties in Flint. And I really, now that I'm learning, I have learned more about real estate. When I first started, it was like, all right, this seems like a good deal. I can rent it for this amount, let's buy it. But, being able to network with others and really learn more about real estate, I'm really following that 2% rule and really figuring out how I can really get a great ROI on my investment. So I've had the opportunity to also bring others along, other investors, and really show them how to do this as well within the Flint market through providing turnkey services, homes that are ready to be rented. I've also been able to flip homes. I wholesale as well. So just doing a ton within real estate. But one thing I can say is that real estate has been life-changing. I would say it's in my DNA to be an entrepreneur, right? I sort of tried to resist it, but I came around and here I am. And it is by far the best decision that I have made in my life.
Yeah. So you started 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And were your parents trying to push you to do it, or were they like, not really?
They were kind of like, do what you want, follow your dreams, right? I think you should really take this on. We're not going to put too much pressure. But my mom always tells this story how she knew from when I was a toddler that I was going to be an entrepreneur, because anything that I did around like building Legos and selling something, it's just like kind of was in my DNA. So she didn't pressure it. She was like, it's going to happen. And she knew it and it happened, right? And I am 100% obligated to this journey. I'm committed to this journey, and it has been life-changing. And I'm just really excited to continue to meet like-minded people who can work with me along this journey. I can learn from, share my story, hear the stories of others, but that has been my experience.
That's awesome. Do you have siblings?
So I'm an only child.
Okay.
So, I really, whether I realized it or not, I didn't have a choice. Like this was going to happen as an only child, but I'm glad I was able to come and realize this on my own. And it really just took, that step of faith, really just saying like, all right, I'm going to take a risk. And what felt like a huge risk in that moment. And right, I had some background knowledge. I knew something about real estate, but it still felt like a huge risk, right? And I took that risk and was able to really see how this could be life-changing for me. And then I was able to really see the vision at that point.
Are your parents still involved in real estate?
So yes, my mom is still heavily involved in real estate. So she has her portfolio in Flint. So she's a long-term Flint landlord, really a mom and pop operation. And what I've been able to do is really think about how can I take these systems or things that she's developed and really turn them into something that is more scalable and turnkey. So that really granted a great starting place for me. It really helped me with my vision, but it's like, how do we take this to the next level and turn this into something that is extremely scalable?
Is she retired or is she still in the field? I'm just curious.
So yes, so she's still self-managing. She's in the field. She's still, I can call on her to help me with things. I often rely on her perspective around things because she's been doing this so long. But yeah, she's still in the field making it happen.
Have you exceeded her in doors yet?
What was that?
Have you exceeded her in the doors yet?
Yes, I have exceeded her in doors. Yes. Yes.
All right. I love to see the next generation go further.
Yes.
So obviously you grew up in it, so you saw it, and for the people that are watching, because a lot of people might be watching right now, and I really want to make sure people understand the power of ROI. So ROI is basically just a return on investment. It basically says, hey, I invest this much, and with me doing very, very little work, because you have investors that you have been able to turn on to property, and now they're getting an ROI, and they've never even come to the city of Flint.
Definitely. So there's many ways that you can invest, but real estate has been what was life-changing for me, or is life-changing for me, right? It can definitely be passive, right? You're able to find properties, you're able to partner with others who can make these properties turnkey. If you're not there yourself, we can put, self-pay tenants in. I, also rely heavily on Section 8, where the money is guaranteed. You have that automatic direct deposit cash flow, just as you would have at your job. And this is something that you can just continue to repeat, and you can kind of figure out where your sweet spot is, how many properties you want, what works well for you. But there are definitely markets. The market that I'm in Flint, Michigan, is really a hidden gem. Many people know a lot about Flint, Michigan and the things that we've been through, but it is really a hidden gem. There's a huge demand for rental properties. There are, homes, we are seeing appreciation, but you're still able to get in at a reasonable price and have homes that cash flow very well. And I know, Jewel, you talk a lot about the 2% rule. And if you're investing in Flint, that 2% rule is an automatic, and you're able to invest, under $50,000 and get homes that will have a very strong cash flow. So for those of us who are from other markets, it's just something really unique about Detroit and Flint, but Flint is the market that I specialize in.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, seriously, and think bi-coastally. I'm curious. One of the things I love about this community is Josh, or not Josh. I see Josh on here, but Dominique, as you know, there's a huge wealth gap with people of color in real estate. I just astounded, blown away. I could not believe that people of color have not grown in real estate asset accumulation since segregation. I think that is completely absurd. We have to change that. Most of the people that you work with, because people can reach out to you, and you guys will have access to Dominique too, once you join Taviverse. Like, he's a part of the community. And so this is one of the things that are part of the community. He's going to help you find the house. They're going to fix it up for you. They're going to find a tenant for you. We can help you get the bank approval. We can make sure the system's in place, the property manager is in place. So it really is a family effort of us working together. I just want them to know, just to give them some perspective on why I think it's so important for people to be really aggressive about this. But one of the things I want to say is this: how many you work with quite a few investors that have bought from you, right? Do any of them look like us? And are there any women?
Typically not. That is not the average profile of the investor that I'm seeing, right? And I think that's why it's really important and these are communities that many of us are from, or we're from similar communities. You may not be from Flint, but you may be from a similar community. It's really important that we are building wealth within the communities that we're from, right? Because other people are able to come in and see a hidden gem, right? And I'm just so thankful and blessed that I was able to really tap in on the opportunity, because it has been life-changing for me. But no, the representation with women and people of color is not where we would like it to be.
What demographic are you seeing mostly?
So, primarily white or Asian.
Yeah.
Men.
Yeah. And do you think that you're not seeing more of us? And of course, we're changing that here at Taviverse, and you're going to have a lot more of us there. Why do you think that is?
I think it's access, right? And I think that's why a community like Taviverse is so important, because we are able to bridge that gap around access, right? I think many people who don't look like us, they may have that generational advantage. They may have a dad or a grandfather that's like, here's, a seed fund, go out and make something happen. Here's the ideal, you just scale it, right? And I think it is really just having access and being able to find the resources in order to make it happen. And it's nothing revolutionary. Like, the resources needed to get started in real estate is not something that is going to take, a special person to do, or someone with an extraordinary amount of money, right? Anyone can do it. It's just about planning, meeting the resources. There's so many funds out there. There's so many ways to raise money. There's so many ways to be creative around your finances, or financing and figure out ways to get into these deals. It's really just taking that risk or having that confidence and information needed to take that first step. And once you do that, then you will have the confidence, and from there, it can be life changing. And that's just real estate in general, in my opinion.
And that was the other thing that made me excited about, Timeverse too, Dominique, because, I'm like, okay, it's more than just a 2-day conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been to conferences, right? Real estate conferences, and it's great. And you're like, and then you get home and you be like, wait a minute now.
Right.
Hold up. Wait, what they said, or what did they mean by this? And you really don't have a point of reference. And so I think it's really important that when people understand, when you start talking about getting into real estate, you really want to have some long-term relationships and people that you can pick up the phone and call, or get on the chat or send a text message, because it's turnkey, but there are definitely some different nuances and steps along the way where you really want to make sure that you have people that you can trust. Like, that's the other thing. It's crazy to me. I can't put my head around how people like scam people or like do this shady. I'm like, how do you sleep doing that stuff? But unfortunately, there are people out there like that. So I think it's important that people meet people like myself and yourself and others in the community that genuinely want to see people win. Yes, I want you to have profit, but we want it to be done with integrity. And so that's a big, big thing here at Timeverse, is like, I don't play those games with people's money. Our goal is to help you get money into your pocket the right way. Of course, everyone is going to eat for helping you, but at the same time, we want it to be fair, we want it to be equitable, and we want you all to really be able to say, you know what, I really came over to Timeverse and I really grew and I really became profitable. Because once people start investing, I mean, you could vary, with a strong plan, depending on how much money you need every month. Dominique, when you say a person could say, hey, after 5 properties or 10 properties, they could really be walking away from their job and just scaling. What are you seeing there?
Definitely. I think, is really figuring out what your goals are, right? And figuring out what you want to reach within real estate, and you can really plan for that. But definitely with the cash flow that we're seeing and the initial money that's needing to be, that you need to invest in some of these markets that we're talking about, in particular for me, Flint, yes, you can definitely walk away from your job. But then some may find their job as a tool to continue to invest, right? If you get to a place to where, you have a handful of properties and you can live off of some of that, and then your job can help you invest into that as well. So it's just really managing your funds and figuring out the best way to do so.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. So, and this is for the average everyday person. Your company is going to help them find the property. Your contractors are going to help them fix up the property. And then you're going to turn around and find a tenant.
Yes, that is
so
correct.
All I'm doing really is coming, writing the check. And then, what's the time frame on average? 2 months, 3 months, 4 months?
Yeah, so around 60 days is the timeline. And we lead with transparency because things happen, right? But 60 days is the timeline. But like you said, it is a full service model. So we are going to find the property, and I have historical knowledge around Flint. I understand the different neighborhoods, and I'm not going to push someone to invest into a neighborhood or on a block that I wouldn't invest in, right? Because it can really, in Flint and Detroit, it can vary block by block. So you're wanting to find the right place to invest. And I'm really, push investors to think about, it's a good, better, best model, right? So you can get in to a property, a turnkey property. It may be a smaller property. It may not be the most ideal neighborhood. You can get in as low as $25,000, $25,000 to $30,000. But if you're thinking about better from there, there's homes that, could be 40 to 50,000 and then up from there, right? Depending on what your goals are. So, depending on where you are within your real estate journey, there is something out there for you. And I would really be able to speak with you or speak with people about those options, right? And I'm really excited to bring that to the Timeverse community and be able to share what I've learned with others, because knowledge is wealth, right? And we have to be able to share our experiences with others. And when I approach conversations with people, it's just educating them on something that I've been able to do, just so that they will be able to share with the next person or be aware of things that are happening within real estate, especially for people who look like us, right? So I think that's what's really important.
That is so good. Well, I already told you, I'll be like your first client. Okay. So as soon as you get some inventory, you already know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're coming to Flint, August 24th. We'll be looking at properties. You'll have to be in the Tafaverse community, but we'll be looking at properties. And then at 7 p.m., you have an opportunity to bring guests so you can see an overview of the entire community, everything we're talking about tonight. The 25th, we'll be doing a presentation in Detroit, Michigan. We're really Southfield to be exact. Bring out guests, bring out people that you think need to hear this information. And then Saturday morning at 10 a.m., we will be out looking at properties in Detroit. So, the community is really, 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 full scale. We're going to basically take you from the beginning to the end and really, really, really help you to get what you need to get done. If I can't get it done, then I know I can call Candace. If a Candace can't get it done, Phil's going to get it done. The community is very robust. We're full of progressive thought leaders that are really making the thing happen. And exciting now to have Dominique in here for these turnkey investments in the city of Flint. Because if a person was to spend, probably right around $50,000, is that rent they're looking at about $900 a month?
Yes, definitely. So $900 to $1,000 a month. So following that 2% rule, you're definitely going to meet the 2% rule or exceed. So just a ton of opportunities. And I think, the nice thing is that we can figure out what your goals are and really go from there and figure out something that will work for you, because there's a ton of diversity within the properties that are available in Flint and the strategy that you want to take. But yes, that is definitely the average.
Are they mostly 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom?
So the average home is going to be a 3-bedroom home. So just your normal 3-bedroom, probably around 1,000 square foot home, which, will attract the average renter in the area and will rent from, anywhere from $900 to $1,000 a month. So great cash flow, not a huge investment, especially if it's in turnkey condition.
Yeah, that's the part. I mean, that part, you don't have to be bothered with the contractors. And man, I met you, I was like, oh, yes. Heavy, yes. This is strong. And so I hope as you guys are listening tonight, that this is sparking your interest. I'm going to share with you really quickly just a couple slides here that I want to show you that you'll see. So, that's my business partner, Kenny and his wife, really amazing couple, multiple millionaires. This is myself, Jewel. But there are just a couple things I want to show you. Now, remember, we started off as a nutritional company. So every enrollment packet that you start with will have nutritional products in there. Okay. By the way, Dominique, did you get your nutritional products yet?
So they are on their way. I'm excited. Okay, so I have the tracking information. So they are on their way.
Okay, awesome. But as you guys can hear, this is what we're going to be doing, is elevating your financial IQ. Okay. Who is Tafaverse for? Anybody that owns a business or owns real estate or has a desire to own a business or real estate. Okay. We do a lot with mindset, because I do want people to live off of the ROI. I want you to get to a point, like Dominique said, hey, I went from 1,000 a month to 2,000 a month to 5,000 a month to 10,000 a month, and so on and so forth. And next thing you know, you're full time, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 every single month coming in turnkey, from your properties that you have. All right. Global economics. We're going to be teaching. We teach on global economics, so you understand what's happening in, China, or what's happening in Russia, how that impacts us here in the United States of America. And I just want to say this real quick, because I know we have a lot of people that were in the digital asset community. As you can see, the SEC did a ruling today that Bitcoin is the only one considered digital money. So we're probably going to start to see, the SEC try to put squeezes or freeze crypto assets that are not Bitcoin, right? So I said that to say, if you were in the digital space, you got spoiled because you made millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands, But now many of those things have changed. And so this is why hard assets, I believe, is extremely important to have in your real estate portfolio, and not just so dominant on the digital side. I think you'll end up being quite disappointed if you don't shift and move. So of course, you're going to learn everything about real estate. You heard from Dominique tonight. And of course, there are a lot more people that we have in the community that are going to help you with that too. The funding, we're going to help you with the banking. You might be listening and say, hey, I love everything he said, but I don't have $50,000 laying around. Don't worry about that. We're going to help you with the funding. We're going to make sure your credit is together. We're going to make sure the systems are in place so that you don't have a headache. We're not interested in, helping you get another job. You need to put yourself in a position where your money is turnkey. We're going to help you with marketing that product, right? So you'll have access to all of our partners. We have tax strategists, tax accountants. As a matter of fact, our systems educator is going to be teaching on taxes this whole month of August, making sure that you have the right entities. If you need to set up a trust, family trust, business trust, private family foundation, we can help you with that as well. You'll have access to 6 sessions per week. So every single night, you'll be able to get on and hear one of our educators, right? Give you the entirety on investing, all right? And then we do the real estate field trips. You'll have an opportunity to meet Dominique live in Flint, August the 24th, showing us opportunities for us to be able to invest in. These are the 4 different packages. $1,200 pack. This gives you, the $1,200 pack gives you access to our monthly wealth mastermind, right? Our monthly wealth mastermind, when I tell you they are fire, I bring on multiple millionaires that are really, really killing it in this space. Like this month, we're going to have on one of the top patent attorneys for your business. Patent brand attorneys. Sister is sharp, number 37 in the entire country. She is killing the game, and we'll learn a lot from her. Last month, we had on Tina Williams from the SBA. She dropped about $3 million in grants that are available for people of color, and particularly women. So this $1,200 pack gives you access, gives you proximity. I tell people proximity does matter. Definitely. When you start talking about sitting at a table, I always tell people, would you rather be at the table or in the back of the room? Put me at the table. Okay. If somebody say you want to sit in the back of the room, it's Elon Musk and, Bill Gates and Jay-Z, where you want to be. I want to be at the table. Right. And so that's why that's important. So that's $1,200 there. And it also gives you 24 different nutritional products. $500 pack. Okay. Will give you access to 10 different nutritional products. And you can upgrade to $1,200 by paying the difference of $700 within 30 days, or you can do the $300 plan and then pay the difference of $900 in 30 days, okay? Or the $200 plan gives you 2 nutritional products, all right? So it's really up to you. But this is what I tell people. The key is you got to start, because nothing happens when you start talking about wealth accumulation and wealth building until you start. Okay, so choose a package that you can afford based on whatever you feel like you're attracted to, what you want to accomplish. Choose a package and get started tonight. All you got to do is get back with the person that invited you on here. All right. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was every month, the monthly subscription is just $150 a month. That's it. Let me tell you something. People are paying thousands of dollars to be mentored and things like this, thousands. So this is definitely a really, really big deal for you guys to have access, to this. So don't take it for granted, and make sure you set yourself up and put yourself in a position that you can really, really grow. Okay. All right, great. So now I want to, as we get ready to wrap, Dominique, what are some last words that maybe you would share with people? Obviously, you started investing young, which I love to see that. I love to see. I'm sure your mom is super proud of you and, moving on. And so that's a really big deal. But what would you say to the person listening that might be just a little bit afraid, but know they got to do something different because they just do not want to go into 2024 in the same doggone place that they are right now?
Yeah, I would just say, follow your dreams, follow, your heart, lead by faith, and just take that leap, right? I think there are so many opportunities out there and so many different ways to get into real estate, and just know that it does not always take a ton of money to do so. There are so many different ways to get the financing, as Jewel, you were just talking about. So really rely on others who have done it, find a network of people who can assist with that, and take that first leap. And it can be life-changing. It has been life-changing for me.
Yeah, definitely. I just got to ask, if you don't mind sharing, how many doors are you trying to accumulate? Any more doors before the end of the year?
Yes. So my goal is to work on at least 7 more by the end of the year. So I'm working on it and we will get there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
just excited to continue moving forward and
that's
just
good.
leveraging this and educating others on what can be done.
Yeah, yeah. I think I want to match you on that in Flint.
Let's do it. I'm
I'll
ready.
match you on that in Flint. I'll match you. Have you thought about how many doors you want next year?
Yeah, so I know, as far as a short-term goal, I want to double what I have, right? So as I'm networking and finding other opportunities for financing and all of that, I definitely know that it is possible, right? And once you get in and you get started, you're able to take that money and continue to invest. It's just adding, so continuing to invest that as well. But I want to double that, and I would say within the next couple of years, I would love to double it. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm proud of you. You'll definitely do that. So yeah, because it gets sweet. I mean, the money, because I don't think, do you work a full-time job at all?
yes, so I still work a full-time job to invest back in.
Okay.
So um, we'll see how much longer I'll work a full-time job. As of right now, I am, but it's able to cover baseline expenses, and then I'm able to take everything that I'm making and continue to invest back in. So, if I'm thinking about a 5-year plan,
Yeah.
how far I can get with that.
Yeah, that's good. And you guys will be able to do the same thing here at Timeverse. As you share this with other people, the company pays very well. You don't have to build, but I'm gonna tell you, the commissions is sweet. And so you can take your Timeverse money that you made from sharing it with other people, plus your portfolio money, and it could be a real good day every day. So Dominique, thank you so much for coming on here tonight. I know, listen, I don't care where you live, New York, California. Again, think bi-coastal when you think invest. Don't think, well, I just want to do it in my city. And I get it. Sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's, just wanting to be comfortable. But I'm telling you right now, you got to go where the deals are. Don't worry about the other stuff. Go where the deals are because the money will come, right? It's just like Orlando. Orlando's not a good market at all. So I tell people, I mean, it's like a needle in a haystack. Maybe they can find a good deal, but when I say it's a needle in a haystack, but when I tell you what's going on in Flint and Detroit, if I was you, I would be getting on a plane or in somebody's car and saying, let me go where the door has opened. Don't try to force a door. Go where the door is open. I always look for flow in my life. When there's flow, I go with it. If it's like forcing, then I know, no, this is not it. Of course, there's going to be resistance, right? But you always look for the flow. So, Dominique, it was fun having you on tonight. I will definitely be having you back on again soon, brother. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you on August 24th. And I know we will be talking even before then. So thanks again tonight. Thanks everybody for jumping on. Make sure get back with the person that invited you on here. Tell them, send me the link right now. Join this amazing community. All right, you guys have a good night.